Langos is a popular Hungarian fried flatbread that's usually served with garlic sauce and cheese. While the ingredient list is fairly simple, a few small additions can help create an even softer and airier result. You'll find the full list of ingredients and exact quantities in the description, so you can easily follow along. Let me show you how. I like to start by sifting the flour, which is always a good practice when baking. It aerates the flour, removes any clumps, and I just feel it leads to a better end result. After moving the flour to the mixing bowl, I'll add the xanthan gum and mix it in with a whisk. This is a natural thickener and completely optional. It simply lets me add a little bit more water without making the dough too sticky. Another optional ingredient I'll be adding is shio koji, a fermented seasoning made from koji rice, salt and water. You won't really taste it, but it helps the dough rise better, giving the finished bread a lighter texture and a bit more volume. I'm mixing it with the salt, adding a little of the measured water, giving it a quick stir, then setting it aside for now. Next, I'll dissolve the yeast in the remaining warm water. I'm using my magnetic mixer simply because it's faster, but a simple spoon works just fine. The yeast mixture goes over the flour, and after a quick mix with a spoon, I'll add the salt and shio koji. This way, the yeast isn't sitting in direct contact with all that salt right from the start. I'll keep mixing with the spoon until a shaggy dough forms. I like doing this first so the stand mixer can focus on kneading rather than mixing everything from scratch. I'll let the mixer knead for about 7 minutes until the dough looks smooth. Once done, I'll lightly oil the work surface, spread out the dough, and give it a couple of folds. This helps strengthen the gluten network and gives the dough a little bit more structure and elasticity. Then I flip it over, shape it into a smooth round, place it in a lightly greased bowl, and cover it with a plastic bag. A damp cloth works just as well. Now I let it proof until doubled in size. At that point, I'll lightly oil the work surface once more, gently degas the dough, and portion it into 5 or 6 fairly equal pieces. Just like before, I fold each piece onto itself, flip it over, shape it into a smooth round, then repeat the process for the remaining pieces. Then I cover them with plastic wrap and let them proof one more time. While they proof, I like to take this time to make a quick yogurt garlic sauce that pairs perfectly with this fried bread. I crush a few garlic cloves into a bowl, add a pinch of salt and a little bit of olive oil. Then mix everything with a spoon until it turns into a fine paste. For the dairy base, I'll be using some of my homemade yogurt, which is actually very easy to make. I also like to add equal parts sour cream to make the sauce thicker and richer. Lastly, I finely chop some fresh dill and mix everything together. Once the dough balls have proofed, heat plenty of oil to about 160 Celsius or 325 Fahrenheit. I take one dough ball and gently stretch it on the oiled work surface until it's as thin as possible without tearing it. Then I carefully pick it up and lower it into the hot oil. An air pocket usually forms in the center during the first few seconds of frying. Letting it out helps the bread fry more evenly and develop a more uniform color. Fry it for about 1 to 1.5 minutes per side, just until it turns a deep golden brown. Then I take it out and place it on a wire rack or some paper towels to drain. Once the fried bread has cooled slightly, spread a generous amount of garlic sauce over the top and finish with plenty of grated smoked cheese or some aged sheep cheese if you prefer a stronger, more distinctive flavor. And that's it, a simple but delicious homemade langos. If you try it, let me know in the comments how it turned out and if you liked it. If you did, consider leaving a like and subscribing so you don't miss future recipes. Or check out one of my other videos, you might find something you like. Until next time, bye!